Okay, quick refresh on isosceles triangles for you if you need it. An isosceles triangle, remember, is a triangle, obviously, with two equal sides and two equal angles. So if I've got this triangle, and let's label this A, B, C, and I tell you that it's isosceles and that A, B, and BC are the ones that are congruent. Okay, so a couple things that you know. Number one, you have two congruent sides. In this case, it's AB and BC. These are called legs. Okay, so if I say, here's triangle, isosceles triangle ABC, and AB and BC are the legs. If they're legs, then you know that they're congruent. The second thing that you know is you have two congruent angles. Okay, in this picture, if AB and BC are the ones that are congruent, that means angle A is congruent to angle C. And now remember, anytime you're given something or know something, go ahead and mark it in your picture. Okay, these are called the base angles. The other thing that you know is that if those two are the base angles, that third angle is not left out. It is called the vertex angle. Okay, so sometimes you're going to be told that here's an isosceles triangle XYZ and Y is the vertex angle. So a couple things you can tell from the vertex angle. The vertex angle is not congruent to anything, and it is also where the two congruent lines will meet. So if I didn't tell you that AB and BC were the ones that were congruent, but B was your vertex angle, the two lines that start from B and go down are your congruent lines, okay, are your congruent legs. The last thing that this is called, so that you got two congruent legs, and that third side, that's not left out either, that's called the base. So the base is the non-congruent side. In this case, this is line AC, or segment AC. Okay, so those are isosceles triangles. So let's go ahead and see if we can answer the following questions. It says, given the isosceles triangle below, well, it's not below, so I'm going to draw it, where B is the vertex angle. So I'm just going to label B, and go ahead and label A and C down here as well. So again, if B is the vertex angle, I don't have to read the question. I'm not reading anything else, but all I'm going to do is start marking my picture. So if B is the vertex angle, I know a couple things. That means B is the one that is not congruent to anything else. So that means angle A and angle C are the ones that are congruent. If those are the ones that are congruent, the opposite sides to those are the ones that are congruent. Those are the legs. Okay, so I haven't even looked at the problem, but I've got my picture marked, and I'm good to go to answer these questions. In A, it says the legs are blank and blank. Well, I just marked those. Those are the ones that are congruent. So AB and BC. The base is the one that I haven't listed, which is AC. The base angles are the ones that are congruent, so A and C. Now we get into some math. So if angle B is 10 degrees, I want to know what the measure of angle A is. Well, if I know the triangle is 180 degrees, and I'm using 10 of it, I have 170 left over. So in the two angles, both of them have to equal the same measurement, and they both have to total 170. So I'm just going to divide this by 2, and I'm going to get 85, just making sure. Yes, I'm going to get 85. Okay, now in letter E, it says if angle C equals 18, so if this guy equals 18, that means angle A also equals 18, because those are congruent. So together that takes up 36 degrees of my triangle. To find the remaining one, I'm going to take 180 minus 36, and that's going to give me 144. And last but not least, it says in part F, AB equals 13x minus 12, and BC is 2x plus 98. So if I go ahead and write that in my picture, I noticed that I labeled those two on the same side, the sides that are congruent. So if they're congruent, we also know that those are equal. So if they're equal, I'm going to set those two expressions equal to each other. Okay, so just making sure I'm going to answer my question. It says determine the measure of x, and I found that x was 10. All right, now here's another example. It says given ABC is isosceles with vertex angle B, so I'm going to stop. I'm going to start marking. If B is the vertex, that means the two sides spawning from A are going to be the ones that are congruent, and the two angles are not including B that are equal. All right, I've labeled everything. I've got BC, which is 3x. AC is 2x plus 1, and AB is 5x minus 4. It says find the perimeter of the triangle. Now, a lot of times kids will read this and just say, oh, I'm just going to add these up and say 3x plus 2x plus 1 plus 5x minus 4, and I'll be done. But you can even go further. You can find the value of x and then find the actual perimeter of the triangle. So to find the actual perimeter of the triangle, we got to find x. We're going to do that by using the fact that this is an isosceles triangle. You've got two congruent sides, both BC and BA, and you know that those sides are 3x and 5x minus 4, so you're going to set those equal to each other. Now I've got to move the 5x to the other side because I only have one number and it's already on the right. So negative 2x equals negative 4, so x is going to equal a positive 2. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and plug this back in. This side's going to be 6. Okay, you can plug it back into here just to make sure that you get the right answer. Otherwise, you should know that it's the same as the other side. And then 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5. So your perimeter is going to be 5 plus 6 plus 6, which equals 17.